Hello and welcome at watching VideoGaming Father review of a retro-like platformer called Giana Sisters, Twisted Dreams. It was a successful game back in the good old 8-bit days on Commodore 64. But does that mark have still something to offer even after more than 3 decades? Will you enjoy it or will it rather be a painful experience? Will you spend more time by improving the accuracy of your jumping or rather by struggling with clunky controls? Stay with me and we will find out soon in this video review. Is there any story in this game? Yes, it is, but to be honest, I had to find it on the internet as it is not very clear from the game itself. Maria was abducted to the dream world where the evil dragon holds her a prisoner. You are in control of brave prince who is going to... Wait a minute, that's different fairy tale. Why would the game be called Giana Sisters then? You play for Maria's sister Giana, who needs to enter the dream world to rescue her. Giana seems to be a normal teenage girl, except that instead of ability to make everybody angry within 5 seconds, she's got the ability to manipulate her dreams. Very useful in the dream world, where she can switch between her cute and punk version, where each of them has different special ability. But let's have the story where it is now, and let's have a look how it is actually played. After a couple of short animations, your character finds herself in the dream world. Obviously, it's not a very positive dream, as the world there is presented in the shades of brown color. You are surrounded by rotten trees, strange mushrooms, giant apple cores, and other not very likable stuff. And here come the first diamonds. Each platformer has something to collect, so here we have diamonds. In the top left corner, you can see how many of them are in the level and how many you have actually collected. At the end of each level, you are getting stars for them. First level serves as some kind of tutorial. You will learn how to move, how to jump, which you can also effectively use against the first enemies by simply jumping on their heads in Super Mario style. Then you come to the point where you need to first time use your ability to manipulate the dreams and to switch to your alter ego. So you press the appropriate key or button and bang! Everything is suddenly so different. The world is shining and is nicely colorful, and Giana herself is also different. From the cute blonde-haired girl became red-haired punker. And the best thing is that the music is changing as well. Calm tones when you play for cute Giana suddenly become hard rock or even metal music with electric guitar in the main role. Just by pressing one button. This is really great feature, but what else does it affect except the graphics and music? The most important is that it affects the game mechanism itself. How exactly? Well, the first thing is that there are 3 kinds of diamonds to collect. Universal blue ones that can be collected by any Giana's alter ego, yellow ones that can be collected by cute Giana only, and red ones that are just for punk Giana. So you need to switch between the girls dynamically to gather as many diamonds as possible. But there are the other reasons to do this yet. First is that each girl has its special ability. Cute Giana can twirl, spin in the air, and thus fall down very slowly. Punk Giana, on the other hand, can bash, destroy some obstacles by it, kill the enemies, and reach the high spots. If you have ever played Sonic, for example, you can imagine how such bashing looks. So yeah, changing the forms of Giana as you wish, but usually it's determined by the environment. Is there any obstacle ahead of you that can be destroyed to release the way? Punk Giana. Do you need to fall down slowly while avoiding dangerous objects? Cute Giana. Yellow diamonds in front of you? Cute Giana. Red ones? Punk Giana. But there is one more environmental factor that determines your current form. Some platforms exist only for cute Giana, some only for punk Giana. There are more. Giana in one form can materialize the bridge, while the other makes it disappear. For one Giana, the elevator goes up, for another it goes down. For one Giana, there are the sharp turns in the way, while for other one, the way is free. And so on, and so on. So you will need to learn switching between the versions pretty quickly, as sometimes you will need to do it several times during one long ascent or descent. To do this, you will need 2 things: fast fingers and responsive controls. As the first one the game can hardly affect, let's have a look at this second one. And I will be honest, the controls are something that rather spoiled my impression of otherwise good game. The first levels are quite okay yet, but soon you will need to be very precise and to have timing based on splits of seconds. The thing is that you have two ways how to switch between Giana's versions. You can either press the appropriate button or you can press the button for action that is unique for the other version of Giana. It means that if you play for the Q Giana and press the dashing button, you will immediately transform to Punk Giana and vice versa. This is very useful when you need not to only change your current version, but also to perform the immediate action. The thing is that you never know when it works as expected, and when it simply lets you down by unexpected reaction. Sometimes it just switches the versions, but the action is not performed. Sometimes it switches the version of Giana, but still performs the action specific for other version of Giana. This usually has fatal consequences if you need to jump over 10 platforms while you need to switch Gianas 10 times. And this can lead to the rage quits, along with the throwing keyboards, gamepads or something else that is currently at your disposal. The difficulty becomes rather punishing than challenging with such imprecise control. And it's a shame because otherwise the game is not bad. The level design is okay. Sometimes you need to think how to proceed further, but it's usually pretty straightforward and intuitive, so you always know which Giana's version you need to use right now. The good thing is that if you just want to get to the end of level, you need to go through roughly 2/3 of the level. But you will of course collect only about 2/3 of diamonds then. If you want to collect most of them, you need to visit the side areas that usually represent even bigger challenge than the direct run. There are several checkpoints in each level, sometimes located at good places, right before the difficult passage or right after that, but sometimes not, and then you will be cursing easy but long sector that you need to run through from the last checkpoint every time before you get to the difficult part. There are also some enemies in the game, usually the giant owls for Punk Giana or devilish imps for Q Giana. It is usually enough to jump on their heads to eliminate them or to use dashing while being Punk Giana. And here we have another problem. Sometimes it's really unclear if your dash hits the enemy or ends right in front of it, so you lose your life instead of causing the damage to your enemy. As for the graphics, it's very nice. Different for each Giana as described before, with several layers on the background and many small details that you maybe do not spot on the first sight, but they make the environment living and the games nice looking. The sounds are average, well, nothing that would surprise you in either positive or negative way. But the music is very well chosen. It's usually dynamic with softer tones for Q Giana or metallic tones for Punk Giana. The music here is really something that helps to build the right atmosphere. Honestly, I've got really mixed feelings about this game. On one hand, it has very good atmosphere, interesting game mechanics, beautiful graphics and nice music, but the imprecise controls along with quite high level of difficulty make this game rather punishing than challenging. The price on Steam is €15, but it's quite often discounted even by 75%, which is a very good price then for what it offers. Despite all the positives, I am sad to say that I cannot recommend this game to fellow fathers and their families due to one big flaw: controls. I'm therefore giving this nice but punishing platform a thumb down and VideoGaming Father's index 6- out of 10. Thank you for watching my Giana Sisters Twisted Dreams video review. If you like it, please give it a thumb up and do not forget to subscribe to my VideoGaming Father channel not to miss my further video reviews. See you next time!